Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wan Daniel Faruqi and my metric number is CN220090. So last week we were given a individual task which is lab work 03, the familiarization with the touch screen LCD HMI unit. In this task, we have to create a program using CX programmer and also create a frame screen to be uploaded to the PLC CP1E kit trainer. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So as you can see in this slide, this is the address that I'm going to put in my program using CX programmer. So for the input, as you can see, there are about 6 input, which is push button 1, push button 2, switch 00, switch 01, switch 02, and switch 03. So the address for PB1 is W0.04 and for PB2 W0.02. For switch 00, the address is W0.00. For switch 01, W0.01. Switch 02, W0.02. And lastly, for switch 03, W0.03. And next is the output. And for the output, there is about 4 output, which is lamp 00, lamp 01, lamp 02, and lamp 03. And for the output address for this lamp, starting with 00, 100.00 for lamp 1, 100.01 for lamp 2, 100.02, and lastly for lamp 3, 100.03. So I'm going to upload this address in my CX program. So moving on to the next slide. As you can see in this slide, this is the ladder diagram which I make using CX programmer. I'm going to explain to you the function of each run of this ladder diagram. So at run 0, there are about 2 contacts, one normally open and one normally closed, and at the end of the run there is a timer which I label as T000. So as you can see, at the normally open one, I label it as always on flag, P on, and for the normally closed one, I label it as push button 2, and the address of it is W0.05. The function of the timer is to make sure that the LCD touchscreen will remain on until the trainer is turned off. As you can see at the next run 1, the normally open contact I label as timer 0 and its address is T000. The timer will activate move function source word hashtag A to destination D0. Source word hashtag A in NB designer is frame 10. Okay, moving on to the next round. Round 2. There is one normally open contact which I label as push button 1 and its address is W0.04. When push button is pressed and released, it will activate move function and activate source word hashtag B to destination D0. In other words, when we push button 1, from frame 10, it will move to frame 11. So the screen will change to the next screen. At run 3, you can see there is one normally open contact, and at the end of the run, you can see there is a one call which I label as lamp 0. and its address is 100.00, and the address for switch 00 is W0.00. At this run, when switch 00 is pressed, lamp 0 will turn on, and if pressed again, lamp 0 will turn off. At round 4, same as round 3, when switch 01 is pressed, lamp 1 will turn on, and if pressed again, lamp 1 will turn off. And so you can see this is the address, switch 1 W0.01, and the address for the lamp 1 is 100.01. At the 5th round, same as the 3rd and the 4th, when switch 02 is pressed, lamp 2 will turn on, and if pressed again, lamp 2 will turn off. And the address for the lamp 2 is 100.02. At the 6th run, when switch 03 is pressed, lamp 3 will turn on, and if pressed again, lamp 3 will turn off. And at the last round, round 7, there is one normally open contact, which is push button 2, and its address is W0.05. As you can see, there are about 5 reset calls that I put, and I latch each other. So the function of the reset call is when I push button 2, all lamp from lamp 0 until lamp 3 will reset off, and frame 10, which is the push button 1 screen, will reappear. In other words, when you push the reset button, it will reset everything and will bring you back to the first screen, which is where the push button 1 is to need to be pressed again. So that's all about the address and the ladder diagram in CS Programmer. Moving on to MB Designer, first you have to select the HMI 01, which is MB5Q-TW00B, and also you have to select the Omron CP1E, which the PLC that we're going to use. And for the next step, we're going to create the graphic for our push button 1 and 2 and all the toggle switch. First, you have to select the draw icon and then select add graphic. As you can see, this is the push button 1 that I made using MB Designer. You can make your own push button according what color you want of the push button. Repeat the same step when we make the push button 1, but this time we're going to make the graphic as toggle switch. So here, this is the toggle switch that I made. We need about 4 toggle switch since we have 4 toggle switch. Repeat the same process and make a new graphic, and this time label it as lamp. Make sure to put all the address according the ladder diagram which we made from the CS Programmer. Make sure all the address of the input and the output is according to the ladder diagram which we made from the CS Programmer. And after finishing making all the graphics, make sure to put all the graphics according to the frame that you want to use it. As you can see in this picture, for frame 10, I put push button 1 and add some text, press push button 1 to continue, and HMI demo 1. And for the frame 11, I put 4 toggle switch, switch 0, switch 1, switch 2, and switch 3. And then I put all the graphic for lamp 0, lamp 1, lamp 2, and lamp 3. And lastly, I put push button 2, which is our reset push button. This is my setup for lab work 3. As you can see, in this picture, I label all the components used to do this lab work. So, moving on to my video construction. Dah start. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nama saya Wadil Berhenti. So, untuk aktiviti individu PLC untuk hari ini, saya akan tunjukkan demonstrasi bagaimana kita akan buat satu programming kepada PLC kita. So, tanpa melengahkan masa, langkah pertama kita perlu uploadkan program kita daripada diagram daripada PLC CX programmer kepada PLC kita CP1E. Okey. Disebabkan saya dah uploadkan, dekat sini dia akan keluar transfer ni. Kita tak boleh transfer sebab saya dah uploadkan. Okey. Seterusnya dekat dengan MB Designer. Okey, dekat sini saya akan compilekan program yang saya buat tadi. Compile. Sekejap. Bila dah siap compile, langkah seterusnya kita kena downloadkan dia kepada PLC kit. Teruslah. So dekat sini dia akan keluarkan lah program yang saya buat tadi dekat dengan NB Designer. So bila saya tekan push button 1, dia akan keluar kepada frame 11. Okay, bila saya tekan switch kosong, lampu akan menyala. Switch 1 akan menyala. Switch 2 dia menyala. Switch 3 dia menyala. Dan bila saya offkan semua mati. So bila saya tekan PB2, dia akan resetkan dia kepada frame 10 tadi. Sekian, terima kasih. One of the problems occurred during the process of doing this lab work. There are times when I press the toggle switch, L1 or L2 doesn't turn on. So basically, I have done some mistake during the address input, so I have to recorrect the address, and instead of that, I also have to identify or troubleshoot where the problem when my program cannot be uploaded to the PLC kit. After doing some troubleshooting, I have to change the cable of the HMI to a new one, so that I can upload the software program. And so for my conclusion after conducting this lab work experiment, I able to demonstrate a basic input-output program interference to read input from a programmable terminal PT and display the correspondence output to the output lamps on the PLC CP1E trainer kit with HMI touchscreen unit. Other than that, I also able to design, compile, debug and download the PT program to the human machine interface HMI touchscreen unit by using Omron MB Designer version 1.5 software. After that, by using CX Programmer also, I able to design and compile, debug and transfer the ladder diagram to the PLC CP1E. And lastly, I also see the difference between the CP1E E20 and CP1E N20. And that's all for my PLC individual video presentation. Do like, follow and subscribe. Thank you.